Aging tips. I ran into a friend of mine who lives in Paris, and she said, come see my little pied-à-terre. And I walked over, and she said, I own a part of Paris. And believe me, she did. It's the most lovely little apartment I'd ever seen. And I said, how did you find this? And she said, I got it through KashaParis, K-A-S-H-A, Paris. So I walked over there today to see other apartments. They've been doing this for 20 years. They're Americans. And they buy apartments, and then they take them over and redo them. And this was so beautiful. So I went over to KashaParis, and I said, could I see a couple of apartments? And they took me to one that was a little jewel box. It was absolutely perfect. You stepped down into a little tiny living room, and it had a little tiny dining room, and it had a bedroom. And it was simply beautiful. Then they took me to another one, which was a large pied-à-terre. And as I said, it was part of Paris. You could own a part of Paris. And Betsy and Elan, who own this, as I said, they've been doing this for 20 years, were so nice and took such good care of me. Just a thought, when you're in Paris and you think I'd like to buy a part of Paris by getting a pied-à-terre, you should see what wonderful things. They buy them, and then they redo them, and then they have the lawyers there to help you and the bank. I mean, it's just a perfect example of good French life. Au revoir.